Pro-Saudi fighters kill and injure 5 civilians in Taiz. Saudi warplanes continue raids on Yemeni government raids. Good evening and welcome to Yemen Today's News. I'm Nasser Khabri. In the celebration of the 27th anniversary of the National Day, the head of the Supreme Political Council honored the Speaker and Parliament members for their active contribution to serve the homeland in such difficult time of its history. Here is a report.
Unification is destiny, fate and achievements in which good and prosperity were accomplished during the unification for all Yemenis. So the maintaining and celebrating this unification is a national day. In this regard, the Presidential Palace in Sana'a organized a celebration on the occasion of the 27th anniversary for reunification.
هناك بعض الأصوات.
There are some sound for many years call for separation and division. There are mainly British and foreign plans. We see for them that the Yemeni people know their conspiracy and so difficult to pass their colonial project to divide the Yemeni unification.
هذه الملاحم الوحدوية لا يمكن له أن يتنازل عن قضية الوحدة اليمنية أبدا.
The Supreme Political Council honored the members of parliament on top of the Speaker of the Parliament Hirai by the second and third class medal for his active contribution to preserve homeland and his national roles in history of Yemen. During the celebration, one of the parliament members gave his medal for the martyrs' families.
I gave my honoring for the martyrs' families because they deserve this medal, and they exerted their spirits to defend the homeland, and their positions historically cannot be forgotten. The members of rescue government stressed on the necessity of confronting all obstacles and obstructions and those who try to divide the homeland through the collaboration with the Saudi aggression, which tries to impose its colonial plan on Yemen. Firstly, the unification formed powers for the Yemeni people, politically and economically. But what are happening in Aden due to the Saudi enemy, which led to this bad consequence, we wish of our brothers from the southern government to unify their world. Unification is in all spirits of Yemeni people, and everyone tries to make conspiracy to tear unification. They will not be able anyway. The occasion of 27th anniversary of glorious May Day comes and the Yemenis face a barbaric aggression that exceeded all values and violated all Yemenis' human rights.
The Saudi-based fighters killed 2 civilians and injured others by shelling their house with artillery in Taiz government raid. Local sources in the government raid confirmed that the pro-Saudi fighters launched heavy artillery shelling on civilian-populated Salah district, leaving 2 dead and 3 injured. One of them is a woman. Meanwhile, the Saudi warplanes launched many raids on Maqbana and Mocha directorates, one of which hit a citizen's vehicle in Yakhtal area. The Saudi-led coalition continues vicious attacks on the country, targeting several areas of Nahm Directorate of Sana'a government raid. Local sources there told Yemen Today channel that 4 Saudi airstrikes targeted areas of Maswara, Barran and Al-Madfoun. Earlier, the Saudi airplanes targeted Al-Hawl and Yam areas with several raids among intensive flight. The Saudi jet fighters have targeted civilians' house in Sarwah Directorate, Marib government raid. Our correspondent in Marib said that the Saudi war jet attacked with 3 raids Sheikh Ahmed bin Saleh al-Zaydi house, leaving 1 injured and great damages to the neighboring houses and private properties. Earlier, the pro-Saudi fighters killed one child and Harib al-Qaramish by targeting his house with artillery. During the past 5 days, Saudi-led coalition committed massacres and war crimes against humanity in several governorates. The coming report covered it all.
The time of suing Saudi criminals for their crimes against humanity in Yemen has not come yet. So long, Saudi Arabia's hundreds of billions are still buying U.S. weapons to fight terrorists in the region, while U.S. and Saudi Arabia are the real creators of terrorism in the world. Saudi terrorism continues its barbaric aggression on everything in Yemen. Homes, markets, farms, hospitals, and citizens' vehicles are military targets to Saudi terrorism. In Saada, Saudi terrorism targeted with at least 6 cluster bombs many rural suburbs of Saada city, including Al-Magamish, Al-Khamis, and Rahban agricultural areas. The cluster bombs dropped overnight had a great impact on citizens' homes, farms, and even their cattle, and great fears among people. Saudi aggression warplanes target residential neighborhoods, which clearly violated all laws of human rights. Saudi Arabia is always trying to inflict great damage and terror on citizens. In Hajjah, Saudi terrorism targeted a citizen's farm in Hajjah Governorate with 2 airstrikes. The 7 children of the farmer were killed. In Taz, Saudi terrorism committed a massacre in Mosul Directorate in Taz Governorate, where 23 civilians, including women and children, killed by Saudi airstrikes on a citizen's car in the area of Sha'bu in Mosul. Al-Barih Market in Magbana Directorate was targeted by Saudi airstrikes, which resulted in killing 4 citizens.
Many human and civil society groups launched a new campaign to fight cholera and other infectious diseases under the slogan of Yemen without infection. Here is a report.
In a humanitarian war to confront the diseases and epidemic, the Yemeni Humanitarian Forum inaugurated a campaign under the name of Yemen Without Epidemic, in addition to establishing a fund for the civil social organization to face the emergency states. Today, we inaugurate a fund for the civil society organization, and we started establishing it in a collaboration with 6 organizations with estimated cost 6 million riyals. God willing, this fund mainly is specialized for the civil society organization in the next phase to reduce the suffering and prevent spreading the cholera epidemic. As a result of the scurry increasing for the number of cholera patients, came the idea of establishing the National Fund to face and fight the cholera epidemic and providing the urgent needs and medical equipment of cholera cases without delay. This fund is considered initiative from the activated civil society organization as a step for the fast intervention in the emergency states, because the problem mainly is the delay of funding to fight the cholera epidemic. 269 death cases of cholera epidemic during the past 2 weeks, and more than 26,000 cholera patients in Yemen, and there are many of cholera patients who are not able to come to the hospital. We all on one opinion to activate the civil efforts to take part and participate to face diseases. The means of controlling to stop spread of cholera requires a cooperation from all the national organizations in order to eradicate this epidemic and prevent the widespread of cholera that threatens a humanitarian and healthy disaster.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, back to today's headlines. Yemenis celebrate the 27th anniversary of the National Day. Saudi fighters kill and injure 5 civilians in Taiz. Saudi warplanes continue raids on Yemeni government raids. Thanks for watching and have a good night.